Good afternoon, everybody. Going to get started with the before market close video and ticket requests. If anybody does have any requests, please let me know. But it's Thursday, December 22nd. Hope you're well. And time is winding down before the holiday break. So we'll do a quick update on the market and lots of volatility occurring at the moment. We had a pretty big pop there on crypto. And SPY on the 15-minute time frame has been bouncing pretty nicely as well. We're up about 1.5% in the last couple of hours, heading from 15-minute oversold to potentially overbought here. But the only thing I could really find was the Senate passes 1.7 trillion government funding bill, teeing up House vote. So it did say that the House sending legislation to the House where it's expected to pass later in the day. So it's potential that it did pass, and that's what's propping up the markets here. But the bill will provide $772.5 billion for non-defense discretionary programs and $858 billion in defense funding. It also allocates nearly $45 billion for Ukraine, one day after Ukrainian president delivered an emotional appeal to lawmakers to keep funding his country's resistance against Russia. Also, FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried to be released on $250 million bail and will live with his parents. Man, this thing just keeps getting more interesting by the day, but try not to pay too much attention to it. Obviously, the contagion is spreading. Binance is in the spotlight now as a potential bank run, and the next one to potentially go belly up. But not holding my breath on that one. I don't think Binance is really going to kick the can. I don't think that they're in as much as danger as they were, because they're not actually, well, from what we know, they're not actually committing wire fraud or fraud as a whole, right? So I think Binance is more than likely safe, but I have all my crypto on the hardware wallet. So not holding anything on exchanges at the moment. You can never be too safe with that, with regards to that, right? But nice bounce here on the 15-minute time frame. Bitcoin saw about 1.72, so we're seeing about the same percentage move on Bitcoin as we are on SPY. So Bitcoin starting daily consolidation today, just looking for a higher low compared to 16,270. We were in a daily downtrend and a daily bear flag. And if we just take the measured move here from the high to the low, we were targeting, I think it was 15,500. Yeah, 15,500. But we can avoid that another leg down if we can form this higher low and break resistance there at 17,043. If we break 17,043, we're back in a daily uptrend. At that point, we zoom out to the weekly and we watch for the weekly bounce to occur. But at the moment, we're still at we still have the potential for a weekly trend change as well. So we have the low, high, now we're forming the higher low. And then if we break resistance at 18,376, we'll be in a weekly uptrend matching SPY. And then it's a monthly inside bar. So whichever way we break out of this monthly inside, if the weekly uptrend confirms, we'll be breaking bullish out of this more than likely and starting the monthly bounce. And then we'll look for the monthly trend change. So still lots of work to do, still very bearish. But if we take a look at SPY's still in a weekly uptrend. So I said anything over 367.10 on this pullback was just looking for a weekly higher low. So we could still drop from the low of the day today. We could still drop another 2% and still be in a weekly uptrend, just looking for that support to hold. So no major red flags yet. And again, what have I been saying? In order to be confident that the weekly pullback is over and this is our weekly lows and that we're likely going to start heading back up to resistance, we need to see a daily uptrend confirm. And today it was a daily bear flag on SPY. So if we take the measured move here, very similar to Bitcoin, really, when you think about it, just a little bit of a laggard. So if we take a look at the measured move, it's saying we could go as low as 358 on this daily bear flag. So we have the high, low, lower high, lower low. So daily downtrend confirmed and the daily bear flag confirmed, targeting about 358. So we need that daily uptrend to confirm to be confident that our weekly higher low is set and that we're likely heading back up toward our resistances. But at this time, we could be heading to daily oversold, daily downtrend, daily bear flag targeting 358, looking like we could see another leg down. But we need this bounce. We need a higher low and a higher high. If we get into a daily uptrend, then we'll be confident that our weekly lows are set, and then we can anticipate a bounce on the weekly and likely heading back up toward resistance. But at the moment, we're still very bearish. Only the weekly time frame is in an uptrend at the moment. Monthly downtrend, daily downtrend. So bulls in control of the weekly chart, but at the moment, bears still in control of the monthly and the daily. So bears have the upper hand, and we have 8 days left in this monthly candle, so we could potentially see an inverse head and shoulders If we do start monthly consolidation either this month, if we lose 367.10, we'll start monthly consolidation, look for a higher low at 358, and that's the daily bear flag target as well, which is notable because that's our previous higher low on the monthly, and that would be our left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So if we do get our right shoulder and daily bear flag target of 358, that would be a perfect inverse head and shoulders. And then if we take a look at the measured move of that inverse head and shoulders, it says if it holds, right, as long as 358 holds, we could be heading, it says here, to about 382 with that measured move from the inverse head and shoulders on the monthly time frame. But we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well, implying that we could see more confluence for another leg down. And again, eight days left in this monthly candle. So if we lose 367.10 in the next 8 days, we'll start monthly consolidation. But if we do not lose that, then it'll be all about the low of this month, next month. Because if we lose it next month, then we'll start monthly consolidation. And again, we'll just look for a potential inverse head and shoulders. But if we lose 358 convincingly, then we'll be looking at the lows there at 346, and that will negate the possibility of an inverse head and shoulders. DXY, trying to hold monthly EMA 12 here with 8 days left in the candle as well. And we still have yet to see this weekly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross occur and weekly oversold. So it's entirely possible that we see crypto and stocks get a little bit of momentum to the upside here if we break below. So it's a weekly inside bar support at 103.44, resistance at 105.24. If we break resistance, we start the weekly bounce, and if we lose support at 103.44, we continue weekly consolidation out of this tightening range. So all about 103.44 on the dollar, and then after that, no support until 101.29, which would probably put us close to weekly oversold if we do get around that 100 level or slight below that. So tech, QQQ, still holding the weekly uptrend as well. So 258.46 key support there. Now moving on to Tesla, look at that volume. Massive volume on the daily. What are we doing here for the monthly? Not too bad for the monthly. We're not going to come anywhere close, I wouldn't think, to the monthly all-time high record volume, which was set back in February of 2020. We do have earnings coming up on the end of January, but we could still see that EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well as we head to monthly oversold. And like I said, I did a video not too long ago, I think it was like last week or the week before that, saying that we were targeting $85, which is the head and shoulders target, and we also have the 0.786 there at 98.99. Here we are within about 20% of the 0.786, and we're within about 30% of the $85 monthly head and shoulders target. So just remember, Netflix dropped 70% in a few months. Tesla is down in the last 3 weeks. It is down almost 40%, right? So a name like this, you know, $1 trillion company, down 40% in a few weeks. You know, it's easy to get caught up in, I know obviously most of the members are focused on MJ, but you got to remember, MJ is the most riskiest asset class on the planet next to crypto, and Tesla dropped almost 40% in 3 weeks, right? So if Tesla can drop 40% in 3 weeks, there's no reason why, you know, we shouldn't expect, you know, a 50, 60, maybe even 70% drop on some of our MJ names, right? Just look at MSOS over the last 3 weeks. Almost 60%, right? Hexo with the reverse split and the earnings miss in the last 3 weeks, it is down 61%, right? So it's not completely unrealistic to expect MJ to be down that much when a name like Tesla is down almost 40% in 3 weeks. Look at CGC, down 55% about in the last 3 weeks. TLRY in the last 3 weeks, down almost 50%, right? So it's basically par for the course. And we just have to come to terms with the fact that this could get a lot worse. Much, much worse. If SPY doesn't form this inverse head and shoulders and a reversal pattern on the monthly, a bullish reversal pattern, then we could be following this .com fractal. And it's saying, like I said, by March or into the spring, we could drop as low as 286. And then ultimately into the beginning part of 2024, we could drop as low as 230. And this would likely be a Great Depression, worse than the Great Depression, in my opinion, and we're nowhere near monthly oversold. So if we were to get here down in the low 200s, that would put us around monthly oversold. So again, everything can always get worse. And And this is why I was preaching from the, screaming from the rooftops and preaching day in, day out that not a bad idea to hedge with SPXS, hedge a short position on the S&P 500, keep cash on the sidelines, right? Whole market's getting destroyed. But Tesla does have support here at 126, but we're losing that. Next support is at 109. And then after that, 100 psychological, which is also the 0.786. And then their monthly head and shoulders confirmed monthly head and shoulders target of $85. So those are the supports to be watching on Tesla. In terms of individual movers today, we have VEGA, NKLA, and JSDA. And on the bear list, we have AMC, IMB, and WNW. Taking a look at Canadian MJ. So I did add a bunch of Canadian MJ. I added some US MJ today as well. Couldn't resist, and I've got about 28,000 contribution room in my RSP. I think I've contributed now just over 20,000, so I might look to max that out here in the next couple of weeks, or in the next week or so. And then in 2023, we get, for Canadians, get an extra $6,500 contribution room for your TFSA. I maxed mine out this year, so I'll be looking forward to getting that. And I'll be maxing that out, saving all that for beaten down MJ. We also had some news come out here. Bipartisan group of 29 congressional lawmakers pushed Biden to back marijuana legalization. And then I think this is the same here. So bipartisan lawmakers urge Biden to deschedule marijuana, not just reschedule, deschedule. On the heels of failed cannabis banking reform, a bipartisan group of 24 federal lawmakers asked President Joe Biden on Thursday to recognize the merits of full descheduling of marijuana. If that happens, oh my God, be glad we bought the dip. I know it's pretty bleak out there right now. You don't really want to, people don't really like being told that now's a good time to be buying, and most people are selling, most people are capitulating. I've never seen the sentiment this bearish in MJ before. And that's why I'm backing the truck up. That's why I'm doing the opposite, right? Same thing I was doing with crypto in 2019 when everybody was bearish. That's whenever I was loading up, right? PWR, PCLO, Hexo leading the decline today. And on the bull list, we have TGOD, WIB, and Fire and Flower. So Hexo, I did defend $1. So again, we did hit $1 to the penny USD. And it doesn't matter if we dip below $1 as long as we have 10 consecutive trading days over $1 at the closing price. So as long as the close of that specific day for 10 days in a row. So right now this would be day 3, I believe. So yeah, the split occurred on Monday, December 19th. So we have 1, 2, 3, potentially 3 days now over $1 if we close over $1 here with 16 minutes left in the day. And I'll continue to try to defend that support as well into tomorrow. I did save some of my RSP room to potentially add, but look on the daily time frame. The RSI's at 12 in the low teens, and we have no daily resistance for like 130% of a move. So day 3, we just need 7 more days in a row. But even if we do dip below $1 and we close below $1, we have a little over a month to do it again, right? So we would have quite a bit. We had about 3 weeks in January. In terms of American MJ, LOWL, KHRN, and FIT leading the decline today. Down almost 20% here on KHRN. LOWL down over 20%. BMMJ, BEV, and CNBCF leading the bull list. So yeah, I did add Hexo today, defending that support. I added CGC, I added High Tide, I added OGI, I added Love. I think that was it for Canadian MJ. And then on the US side, I did add a little bit of MSOS. I added Cureleaf and Cresco. I think that was it on the US side. And I do think that American MJ could potentially follow a little bit more, but we are getting close to all-time lows here on a lot of our names. If you take a look at TrueLeaf, the low was $8.10. Today we hit $8.72. So we gave back that whole move from $8 March 2020 lows all the way up to like $67. Now here we are down right back to that March 2020 low there in C19, but down from 87% from the all-time high. Just gonna post that. That's crazy. MJ is just getting whacked, but the opportunity is going to be insane. TrueLeave now down 87% from February 2021 and all-time highs. Yeah, quick update on the Airbnb. So they left the window open at -40, and the pipes were leaking. I thought maybe they froze. I thought it was going to be a big issue, and they just absolutely destroyed the place. Stepped on glass when I was cleaning it. It was so cold in the apartment I didn't even feel it in my foot, and noticed all the blood leaving and all over the floor. And what else did they do? They damaged a couple of baseboards. Place was just an absolute mess. They obviously threw a massive party, and yeah, it was. Took me. Oh yeah, she lost her ring down the sink as well in the bathroom. So she took the whole sink apart and then didn't put it back together. So I had to put that back together. Luckily, I didn't have anybody checking in, but it was a rough couple of days. But everything got back to normal. I had a guest stay there last night, and she parked her car outside, and somebody smashed her back window in because she had food in the back of the car. And it's like, I didn't leave any valuables in the car, but I left food in there, and they smashed my back window out. So it's been a rough couple of goes for the last couple of guests, but oops, not $87, 87%. I did add True to my long-term portfolio as well, but not one of my biggest holdings. I am more of a fan of CureLeaf. CureLeaf's my biggest holding in terms of individual MSOs, but it's all-time low there at 372. We hit 486. So I do think we could potentially, like I said, if SPY sees another leg down and we get extremely bearish and we don't see this inverse head and shoulders, things could get real ugly. So Hexo 105 here with 11 minutes left in the day. Going for day number 3 to regain compliance. Just check in on crypto here. So multiple 15-minute inside bars and tightening ranges. SPY on the 15-minute time frame. Multiple 15-minute inside bars and tightening ranges. Could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the 15-minute time frame. And Bitcoin already saw its bull cross. So we'll see if SPY can see another potential leg up as it looks to see that bull cross on the EMAs. All right, gonna wrap it up. MSOS, new all-time low today. I was gonna wait to add until $5, but just based on how beaten down we are, I didn't add a whole lot to this one as well. But I am looking to max out my RSP as well. So there's not a whole lot of trading days left in the year, but we have essentially no daily resistance all the way up to $14. That's 125% move-ish from current levels with barely any support, or sorry, barely any resistance. But the low there, actually we didn't drop to a lower low today. It's a daily inside bar, so the low is at 653. Last time I added, I think was at 710, around 710. Just checking in on the community. So Patrick says those were definitely more fun in the bull market. The market updates. I'm glad to keep up the good work though. Still learning a lot. You bet. Appreciate that. Yeah. Well, as long as you keep at it, right? And like I said, in the bear market's quite often where you do a lot of your learning. Also, a friend of mine shipped these to me. So I said, happy holidays. These are. I'm just trying to figure out what strain they are. It doesn't say what strain they are. And he didn't actually give the original packaging. It just came in the Canada Post parcel. So just in time for the holidays. And still waiting to find out. Actually, he might have even messaged me. So, same strain. Said he's going to send me some gummies as well. So. All right. Just waiting to hear back from him what the strain is, but I'll keep everybody posted. All right, going to end it there. We've got 8 minutes left in the day. Hexo still trying to hold above that $1. So again, it doesn't matter if it dips below $1 as long as it closes over $1 USD for 10 consecutive trading days. All right, going to end it there. Hope you have a great night. We'll see everybody in the chat room in a few minutes.